Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video, and in this video I'm going to be going over Akira, who is actually going to be going off the wheel very soon. If we check out the wheel right now in game, you can see he hasn't got much time left, just over a day, and I'm going to be going over basically my idea of if he is a must pick up character. Funnily enough, another character on this list is Laura, and I have gone over her in the past as well. And they're both commands. I don't think it's going to be picking them up for the same reasons. If you want to check out the reasons for Laura, you can check it out in the top right hand corner. But hers is primarily because of how she works as a command. Whereas Akira here is more about how he works with the rest of your team on attack to deal significant damage. And if you don't know what I mean, this is what it is like. If you have Akira, all you have to do on turn 1 is hit the defend action. And he'll do 10% of your team's total attack stat as burn damage. So my overall attack stat is 581,720 apparently, and I'm going to be doing 58,172 burn. It is worth mentioning in this team, I only have two 1535 weapons on Trader and Akira. The more of those weapons I have, the higher the overall damage multipliers will be, and the attack stat of all of the characters together will obviously be higher, increasing that burn as well. And the reason this happens is because of this passive burning command. When performing the defend action, 5 enemies get 10% of this fighter's living team's total attack stat as burn damage for 2 turns. Now the defend action also is his specialist skill, so you could potentially command somebody and get a free burn, or like I did there, defend at the beginning of the fight so that the burn actually occurs, but it doesn't actually command somebody if the opportunity is not there to actually do it. Sometimes I do it where I will do a signature move on Titan to normalize someone, command him to then ransack someone else, and that's how I utilize the command off of turn 1. You can probably find out ways to do it yourself with your own teams, but you don't have to command somebody, is my point, to actually get this burn to occur. You only have to defend. It just so happens that it will also command somebody if someone has taken a turn before Akira. Now the brilliant part about his kit, and the reason I'm making this video, isn't because he's a powerful character, because we have powerful characters in RTS already. It's that he has multiple grades of power, and the earliest one is extremely accessible because you'll still be able to get off pretty heavy amounts of burn even with only 1 copy. If we go into his upgrades here, you can see at grade 1 and grade 3 is where he'll get part 1 and part 2 of burning command. This is the passive skill that he does to actually enable the burn, and he will obviously get this every single time, 100% of the time when he defends, and you only need 1 copy to get a character to grade 3. This is what is so good about this character, and 6 pulls is quite accessible to, I think, the majority of people in the game. If you do hit level up milestones and obviously do events, so on and so forth, you're going to get advanced tokens throughout the gameplay. And if you're smart with your tokens and save for opportune moments, this could be a good time to pull. The great thing about Akira though is he does have multiple levels of power. You can see that his final passive is called Sharpened Mind. At the start of each turn, one other teammate gets 100% attack for 1 turn. This will happen at the start of the turn, so before Akira uses his defend action, and that attack buff will increase the overall attack stat of the team, be it only on 1 character, but if it lands on someone with 100,000 attack, it's going to add another 100,000 attack to your overall attack stat. This will increase the burn that he does with burning command, and thus will effectively buff his own burn when he buffs someone else with the attack stat. And the way that this works in the upgrades is you can see at grade 5 he gets the first half of Sharpened Mind. A lot of the time when you get the first half of something, it has a percentage chance to occur. In this case, it's still 100% chance to occur. It just occurs at a lower rate. Initially, it's going to be a 50% attack buff, and that will still buff his burn. So for instance, if you did decide to try and be cheeky and do 6 pulls to get the 1 copy for the pity to get the burning command, and you got lucky and got one pull of Akira in those 6 pulls, you'd also get this passive upgrade as well, and that would effectively, like I say, buff that burn. However, if you did go all out and get LB3, or get extremely lucky and get like a ×5, or somehow get 4 pulls in those 6 pulls, you would be able to get Sharpened Mind 2, bringing that attack buff up to 100% boost, and if that lands on the correct character, then that is going to be massive. Especially if you've got a team full of 1535s, most characters will have 110 to 140,000 damage in that case, and then generally speaking, your burn should be in the 70 to 80k margin. If you have a fully maxed out team with fully maxed out lieutenants, this is going to be absolutely fantastic for you. Now, does this make Akira a must pull for character? I'd actually say no, you still don't have to pull for this character, but the reason I'm making this video is because there are very few characters that actually give significant power when not getting them to a high grade. If we take into comparison the recent release of Tyrese, if he isn't Limit Break 3, he is basically not even 30% of the power that he would bring to the table normally. Whereas the difference between getting 1 copy and 5 copies of Akira isn't going to be that big when it comes to the burn output of Akira on your attack team. As it will only add a percentage attack buff, the burn is there from 1 copy. And as you can see on the screen, if you open 6 pulls, you are guaranteed to get that 1 copy. We do get advanced tokens in level up tournaments. We get 10,000 a week. Maybe you've been smart with those tokens. Maybe you saved. If you just pull whenever you get those tokens, well, this is hopefully a little bit of a learning lesson for you that you should probably hold on to tokens for an opportune moment like this. They don't come around very often, but they're definitely worth being patient for. This character is going to help you on roadmaps, it's going to help you on raids, it's going to help you on war, it's going to help you in pretty much every part of the game. I myself have been using him quite a lot. If you want to check out my gameplay of him, you can check out my war streams over the last week or so. I will say you don't necessarily have to use him against every team, but it has been nice for me against the likes of Davy teams. Now, while I won't do a guide on this character, I will just quickly show my mods. They've been working pretty well. I don't go for Daze Resist, I don't go for Impair Resist because I don't really need to use those things if I want to utilize the burn. I've made this character all about the burn. You could potentially increase his attack stat if you wanted, but it's not going to be that much of an increase. When it comes to the weapon, I'm actually just stuck with the base weapon for now. But if you want to check out someone who's actually done a bit more of a guide on this character, go check out Man on the Moon's channel, as I know he's done a team build recently, and he has actually a really good idea for the weapon, which I'm probably going to copy. If you have any thoughts on how you build Akira, let me know in the comments down below. And if you plan to pull for this character, best of luck. And like I've already said, I do think getting 1 copy of this character is a very smart idea. You just never know where he's going to be useful in the future when it comes to attack teams and the kind of defense teams that are going to be coming out. Thank you very much for tuning into this video, guys. And as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.